If you want to really go viral, you bring in one of our robots. People have seen them online, but they haven't seen them in real life. Okay.
Richard Foltys is an experiential marketing entrepreneur and founder of DMA Events, a company that's produced more than 1,500 events. That's why he's got all the gray hair. He's done activations around the world with corporate clients, luxury brands. I went through his website. Any big brand you can think of, he's done it. And if you go onto the website now or onto their Instagram, you can see some of the amazing work that they've done. Today, through DMA Events and DMA Engage, they focus on helping brands rethink how they can connect with audiences using QR-driven engagement, AI-generated content, branded social sharing, and mobile-first activations that scale far beyond traditional event setups. So, Richard, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
A lot of people think, well, we don't really need events so much. We've got social media, TikTok, Instagram, all of these social channels. And I know that when I pay X amount of dollars for a impression or click, I can see where I'm spending that money. On events, it's not that easy. So why are events still relevant in a data-rich environment that we find ourselves in?
Events are probably more popular now than ever, especially after COVID, when people were trapped in their homes. And both people and corporations need events to rally the troops. People need that opportunity to be out there and to be relevant. We do events, hundreds of them every year for all different type of organizations. And when I see vendors out there at events promoting themselves, it's being relevant. You know, anybody could put a Facebook post up or an Instagram post on social media, but you could be working out of your basement. People don't know that's real. So, and you know, being out there and being able to show what you do, who you are, whether you're at a trade show, whether you're at a gala, a fundraiser, it doesn't really matter. You need to be outdoors to be able to be relevant these days. And we've got a lot of different ways to help people do that.
Sorry, it's my son. Give me 1 second. Harrison, I'm on a call. Are you going? Bye. Sorry, it's my 9-year-old. He isn't. I've got a sign on the door saying "Do not disturb," so he didn't disturb me. He just knocked. With this whole era of AI and social media that we're in, I think it's super important for folks to get in front of potential customers in a different way as well, because there's that trust gap. As you mentioned, people could be operating out of a broom closet or a basement, so you don't know the quality of these companies. And I think people are looking for more of that one-on-one engagement with the company that they're going to engage with. They might not sign right away, but at least it's a sign, these guys have got money, these guys are putting the effort in, these guys are getting out to press the flesh, as they say. Something you mentioned to me before this call is that a lot of folks at these events don't actually know how to run their events properly. They have some young students or the juniors from the business sitting at the cubicle twiddling their thumbs.
Absolutely. So there's two things I'll touch on. One is how to maximize to be at a trade show, for example. And then we'll talk about the power of AI and how incredible it is and how you can use it. So the first is the trade shows. And we've been doing trade shows for over 20 years. And every time I go to a trade show, you always see these people with their head down, looking at their cell phone, twiddling their thumbs, waiting for somebody to approach them. And that is just a waste of time, resources, and money. And it's not really doing anything for you. So there's 3 pillars I look at when you're doing this type of events or being live. Are you there to entertain people? Are you there to brand? Or are you there to get leads? Okay. We try to do all 3 when we can. So entertainment. How do we entertain people? So for example, we have photo booths that we ship out. You put a photo booth, whether it's in your trade show booth or at a gala or anytime, any place, people love having their photos taken. And the funny thing is, people ask me, Rich, why do I need a photo booth? I have a cell phone. I said, that's a great question. Look over there. There's a lineup. There's actually 2 booths. There's one with free cupcakes and then there's the photo booth. The free cupcakes has no people in line, but the photo booth has all these beautiful people, and most of them are females. And females don't line up for anything. Why are they lining up for a photo booth? They all have a cell phone in their back pocket. Well, the reason is they don't want to be caught dead getting free food for whatever reason. And
Especially cupcakes, yeah.
especially cupcakes. But for the photo booth, it's an experience. It's like going to Disney World. It's like having this Universal Studios experience with you and your friend, where you can you wait in the lineup, and then it's your turn. You get the glam lighting. You have this little moment, and then you get it and you share it. So that is the entertainment. The photo booth always brings people in, and it creates that moment. Now, whether you are doing this, for like when you're at a trade show, it's either there to shake hands because you already know everybody, or you're getting leads. And guess what? The photo booth will get you the leads, because there's an exchange. I will give you an opportunity for that 15 seconds of fame, and then in return, you're going to give me your email. And then if you use a compliance disclaimer in your country, we could set it up so you can legally use that email to follow up with the client. Okay. So the entertainment part is great. Branding. Every photo activation that we do for our clients, we always put the logo and the branding of the brand in there. And guess what? People don't look at that. They look at themselves. If the quality is amazing and the photo looks great, they will post it to their social media feeds. And guess what? They're now an influencer for your brand. It's a win. So you just have to have a really good, concept, and now we've got the branding. And then the third is the data. And most people, I would say 90% of the clients that we work with want the data, whether it's an email or a phone number. So you can choose. You can actually add survey mode in there as well. We can get their name. You can ask them 1 or 2 questions as well. And that's how you're getting the data, all through a fun, entertaining way. Okay. So that's part one. And the second part is what is AI? How do we use AI? How do we maximize AI? Well, let me tell you guys, I was a photographer and still am, but I started as a photographer for over 25 years, traveling the world. I worked, with all the brands you can imagine. And I also worked with like the royal family and NATO. So I've been in very high stress situations having to deliver. Okay, let me tell you. And so when AI came in, I was blown away by the quality, because as a photographer, it's all about composition and lighting. But with the AI and the proper prompting, you can make anybody look like a movie star. And even if you're in bad lighting, so let's say you're in a dark place or overly bright, it doesn't matter the environment. We can help build it out so you create this incredible image. Whether I turn somebody into a superhero, or I turn somebody into a sci-fi character, or any theme or genre, and it's a guarantee, if they look great, which they will with the help of the AI prompting, they will put it out there. And again, it's becoming an influencer. Lastly, in AI, what's new is AI video, which is incredible. So for example, just today, I have a client who wants to promote their city at a trade show. And so we came up with a campaign because they wanted to create an energy. I said, what about if we take a picture of the attendee and then turn them, it looks like they're flying a wingsuit, like a Red Bull wingsuit. So the camera starts on them, does 180 degrees, and all of a sudden they're flying through the city. Done. So now It's like, that's viral. Because when people see that, they're going to scratch their head. Did you actually do that? So, the power.
Well, I saw some of the great work you've done with the World Cup as well. I think some of your clients have used, putting the World Cup on the T-shirt and, being in fan environments as well. I thought that was quite cool as well. And again, lineups, yeah, and the lineups. And I mean, that is so shareable as well. I mean, everyone wants to, be part of the World Cup, and that's such a great way to show, you're interested, you're engaged, and great brand awareness.
That was lineup. So yeah, World Cup is we're almost on the end of it. We were actually doing these kind of trading cards. It's actually a hard case. So not only can you do something digital, we were basically, come on over, choose your team. Then once you choose your team, we take your photo, we make it look like you're on the pitch, dressed in the gear. and then we would print it and put it in these hard cases, and literally it was the souvenir of souvenirs.
Yeah.
And then people will present it on their home. So there's different ways that you can elevate it and kind of working within the budget. So if you're an entrepreneur and you're looking to put yourself out there, you're looking to brand yourself, you're looking to get more leads, this is kind of what we do. And it's funny because a lot of people, like my friends, don't even know what I do because it's called XM, experiential marketing, and most people have never heard of that term. But experiential marketing is pretty much exactly that, creating experiences to help with your brand awareness or data capture.
But this is quite an exciting space as well, because you've got to, obviously coming from your photography background, you've got to be creative. You've got to know how to frame things. You've got to know how to create scenarios and scenes. And one of the things at especially conference centers is there are the stands that people go to, and then there are the stands that people avoid. And generally it's something conceptual. It's not handing out the free cupcakes, depending on how good your goodie bag is and so on. But like you said, the giveaways, the AI, the photo booth, ways of generating some excitement once you've already paid for the expensive booth is part of, part of having a successful expo. Now, talking about that, we touched a little bit on AI, but I saw something that you guys are also doing now, which is offering actual robots. Talk to me maybe about where you see the future of the expo or live event space with an eye on robots.
Okay, great question. Robots is brand new right now. So over the next 18 months, if you want to really go viral, you bring in one of our robots. People have seen them online, but they haven't seen them in real life. Okay. So there's different types of robots that you could bring in. So we have robots that just walk around, and we could have put a branded t-shirt, so of your company name. The robot will walk around. Everybody will want to take a photo with the robot, see what's going on. The next level up is we have robots that you could talk to. So we can train the robot to learn everything about your business. So not only is it being able to walk around, you could talk to the robot. It blows people away. That same upper level robot, we call it Apollo. You can see it on our website. Can also do dances and routines. And so we've done everything from a CEO walking into an event with the robot. We've had people it's like the break dancing. It's, they're seeing the robot do it. Everybody's got their cell phones out. And now they're all going to share that instantly. And it's a huge brand awareness. We've also got robot dogs. So with the robot dog, if you're in an expo or any event, you just have a walk around. Everybody wants to know, what is this? What's going on? We have robot games like robot chess. And we actually include $100 prize when people rent a robot chess, because you're not going to win. And everybody think only because we're putting a Nicholas on the Grandmaster mode. So to keep things moving quickly, we put it on. And so, you could say win a free trip to Vegas, or we give $100 gift card. Anybody who rents a robot gets a $100 gift card if you could beat the robot. And it's a very sophisticated game. So if you're doing an event with clients that are sophisticated, it's just another way to draw them in. So robots are definitely the thing. We've actually started a company called buyandrentrobots.com. So if you're looking to rent a robot anywhere in the world, and the reality is it was not out there, because when we first started, we had clients, we couldn't find this. I was calling all around the world. So we kind of came up with this platform. So if you have an event anywhere in the world and you want a robot to show up, you can just kind of hit us up there or go to our site. But definitely the window is 18 months, because 10 years from now, we're all going to have robots in our home doing our laundry, doing our cooking, and so on and so forth. So definitely high stake. Other things just that came to my mind, what if you're an entrepreneur and you want to get action, is hats. For some reason, people love free stuff, but a hat that you can put in your branding and decide where it goes, I find is a great way to get business coming into your space. And the last thing for merch we're doing now is laser engraving. So right now, it's in the summer season. Luggage tags are very popular, so we're doing a lot of that. So you say, "Hey, come on in, get a free luggage tag with your name on it. Line up."
Mm.
And the trick is that before you give away these free things, I'm talking more merch. The photo booth, you can just give it away. But you would say, "Hey, come into our booth, talk to our salespeople. They're going to give you a ticket. Then bring that ticket, and then we're going to provide you this free merchandise." So there is a methodology to that as well.
Yeah, that process is, I think, what a lot of people figure out on the second or third day once they've handed out all their free stuff. It's like, oh, damn it, I forgot, where's the list? So there's a lot of planning, obviously, that goes into this. And this is why you need the pros to help you with this, because you can't, necessarily just rock up at an event and know how to run these things properly. So there are professionals like yourselves out there who do it. And you've obviously had quite a varied life with the photography, starting a whole bunch of businesses. Hopefully you're not going to start a hitman, a hitman.com as well. I'm sure that's going to be something that comes out in the future. But with the event space, there's the World Cup, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on now. You've said the next 18 months is going to be robot time. People are going to be excited. It's going to be fresh. You've obviously got to start planning for, past the 18 months, but you're going to make hay while the sun shines now. What is exciting you about the event space now that wasn't maybe a year or two ago?
It's going to have to be the AI for sure. Because as a photographer, to create an incredible image is not easy. To your point, you have to have good composition, you have to have good backgrounds, you have to have good lighting, you have to have somebody who can make people comfortable in front of the camera. There's a lot involved. So with the help of the AI, the content is so good, it's so rich, and it just helps the brands to create incredible content. Like, for example, the other day we did magazine covers. And it was for a big chain of hotels, and we wanted to give everybody that be on the cover of a magazine. And we did it with a sports theme, so people could choose. I want to be a basketball player, soccer player, baseball, hockey, and we put them on the cover, and it just looks so good that I'm impressed, and and they're over the moon. So the help of AI, but it's not as easy as you think. And if anybody knows, using ChatGPT or Gemini, you're constantly redoing the prompts to make sure it understands. It's the same thing with creating the images. You got to really, really push it. And we're using multiple steps now to create images. Like, for example, we take a photo, then we have a prompt to remove the background. Then we have a prompt to change the clothing. And then we have a prompt, let's say you want to put a logo on the shirt or that is brand new. That is incredible. So if you're a brand and you want to have your logo on somebody's shirt or somebody's hat, we could do that in AI. They don't have to wear the clothing anymore. Like, we have clothing brands, for example, where you can come take a photo, choose the outfit that the brand wants to promote, and boom, you're wearing their outfit. We did that for a thing called Igloo Fest, where the concept was, it was a big, like, a EDM festival. And so it was a clothing brand. And so now we took a picture and it looks like you're wearing their clothing while you're DJing, in an igloo. Like, crazy concept.
So I suppose it also helps with making the decision process much quicker, because in the past you'd have to wait for a catalog or wait for an email. You could get everything that you need from that company immediately ordered, so it's, the eventing space is evolving in that sense. So you've got to be really smart about it and try and integrate all of these awesome AI tools that are coming out. So it really, but again, it takes imagination, and there's tons of AI. You can do whatever you like with AI, but you need ideas, people. The programmers have done their job. Thank you very much. But now smart people, creative people like yourself, Richard, are the ones having to come up with these new concepts, make it come to life, and make it give value to people in their everyday lives and for businesses. And that's what I really love about this phase of the AI. Of the AI cycle. We are starting to see people really come up with some really relevant use cases.
Absolutely. Like, if people could do it themselves, they would. The reason they call us is exactly what you said. There's one rule that they said in Hollywood. When I started working in Hollywood, there was one rule: don't embarrass me. And so we'll do business together, but don't embarrass me, Richard.
Yeah.
Okay. I stuck with me forever. And that's the same thing, right? So you want to make sure that you're not going to have like six fingers or, weird, because AI still kind of goes off on its own. So there is a lot of work to do that. But I'll give you one tip. If you're an entrepreneur or a business and you really want to, push and promote your brand, the tip that we do with our clients is we try to add contests a lot. And the reason is if you give a contest and say, hey, you're going to get a $50 gift card to, let's just say, Amazon, what have it. All you got to do is take the photo you just took, upload it, use this hashtag for a chance to win. You're going to get 10 times more engagement, because there are people that will jump through a hoop of fire to get something for free.
Exactly.
So, there are different tricks and tips and techniques, to your point, on, how as a brand can I elevate my business? How can I get more clients? How can I do it in a subtle way? How can I do it in a professional way? How do I make myself look like that? You're right. It's not just getting a photo booth and plopping it there, or getting a robot and plopping it there. There is a method, and we call that the story. So a lot of people, when they do events, they just focus on the event itself. And so the way we look at it at DMA is, okay, what is the story? What is the story before the event? What is the story after the event? So a lot of people miss the pre and post. The pre is setting it up and getting people excited. So how do you get people excited to see you, that you're going to be doing something? And then on the event, you do it. But then what is the story after? How do you use the data after? A lot of people get the data, they sit on it, they don't know what to do with it. They send an email, it goes to spam, right? How do you use the data? What are you going to use it for? So these are little, tips, tricks that you can do to really elevate your experience. And we'd be more happy to help anybody that needs that help.
Talking about that, we're going to send people to your website to find out a little bit more about what you do. Brand activations, experiential campaigns, live event experiences, interactive technology, and immersive installations. So we've only touched on a couple of things that you do, but I think it's worth people who are looking at what are the options for me as a business to stand out from the crowd, because everyone else is doing Facebook ads, everyone else is doing TikTok, everyone has the same opportunity with those algorithms if they spend enough money. But the differentiator is going to be this experiential marketing, which I totally believe in. So what is that website, Richard?
Yeah, if you need some help or ideas, you can take a look at it's www.digital mirror. So just remember, there's a regular mirror, but now we got a digital mirror, and .ca, and you can go there, take a look, you can get a hold of me, and we'll do whatever we can to help you with your goals.
Fantastic. And there's some super exciting things there, and lots of photos of robots. So I'm excited to see in the next 18 months what happens in this space. And Richard, it's been a delight to speak to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nicholas.
I really do appreciate your comments. So why not go and watch this live on YouTube, or go to my website, kuhne.no. That's KUHNE.no for more information.